Welcome to episode 1 of the Run It Back podcast with Max and RJ. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, before we get started, a little introduction. Go for it.
RJ Marcus. First of all, I want to say I'm glad we finally settled on a name. This was taking us way too long, but I like this name, RIB, with Max and RJ. Should be some pretty interesting conversation that we have here. My name's RJ Marcus. I'm a digital journalist here at KSAT. Been here for a few years now and cover the Spurs, do some high school football, also cover some general news or big events. So pretty excited to be doing this podcast, man.
Well, again, thank you so much for clicking and listening and I guess watching us if you're watching us. Max Massey, mainly just a general assignment reporter, but all I do is sports and news.
All you do is win.
Yeah, literally should probably be more into social media and whatnot. But that's what Instagram's for.
Right.
So
yeah,
it's fine.
Sure. Instagram,
except all I follow on Instagram is sports people. So really
there you go.
Doesn't matter. All right. Well, we are on a time limit today of only 30 minutes, thanks to our executive producer, Mario, who's going to be making 30 minutes-ish, who's going to be making cameos here and there. So we're just going to dive right into it.
Sure, let's do it.
Anthony Davis, going out there, going out on a limb, not really a limb, pulling the old Kawhi, saying,
right.
Even if you
Except
offer me
I
the
still
max,
would expect Anthony Davis to show up to games.
We'll see. He's not playing right now. He's not playing
when
right
he comes
now.
back, I don't think he's going to go that route.
So he pulled the Kawhi and he said, I want out, basically.
Yeah, right.
He is playing. He will be playing.
Yeah.
He wants out. Here's my thing. It's two sides of the two perspectives.
Yes.
If you're Anthony Davis and you're the Pelicans, if you look at it this way, if you're Anthony Davis, you're saying, hey, listen, I'm giving you a year and a half notice.
Right, yeah.
But you also,
pretty far out.
You also let people know 10 days before the trade deadline.
Yeah.
So if you're Anthony Davis, where would you want to go? And if you're the Pelicans, would you even trade him right now?
Well, I think Anthony Davis already knows where he wants to go. I think he wants to be with LeBron and he wants to be in LA. Now, whether that all kind of comes to fruition, we shall see. I think we saw the sort of the writing on the wall when Davis signed with Clutch Sports. That's LeBron's, basically LeBron's agency. Yeah, Rich Paul as well. DeJounte Murray, by the way, is also a Rich Paul client. Yeah, a little worrisome there. If DeJounte comes back, becomes a big-time thing.
I'm really not worried about that at all.
No, not
Eric Bledsoe is also, and so is John Wall.
Yeah.
And they're not going anywhere.
Well, wasn't LeBron trying to get Eric Bledsoe to be traded to the Cavs?
That was a rumor because he signed with Clutch.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying that I think we've seen the writing on the wall for some time now. Look, New Orleans, you're in a tough spot. I think, again, it's not the greatest NBA market. I'm not even sure why New Orleans has an NBA team because I don't think they draw very well. Anthony Davis is the only reason you draw well. So if you are the Pelicans, you really need to kind of hit it out of the ballpark when it comes to this deal. Davis said he's not going to sign. I do appreciate the fact that he gave them enough time. As we said, we have this trade deadline. I don't think New Orleans is going to sort of jump to anything right away.
You appreciate that he gave him
I
enough
can
time?
Appreciate that, yes, because at least he's telling him, look, man, I've been here since 2012.
You tell them 10
you have
days
not built
before
me
the trade market?
But they don't have to trade him before this trade deadline.
They don't, but then it's going to be lingering.
But
But if you were the Pelicans, you don't play him because if he gets hurt, then it's like, okay, our biggest asset for trading, now that you know he's gone, if he gets hurt, that goes kaput.
But I think it also works as a disadvantage for Anthony Davis. If he gets hurt, like let's say he tears his Achilles, God forbid, I mean, no one wants that to happen. The DeMarcus Cousins type injury. Look at DeMarcus Cousins,
we'll get to
All-Pro.
later.
No one wants to pick him. No one wants to sign him, and then he ends up with the Warriors.
To the Pelicans.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that if you're Anthony Davis, you're going to play. You're going to play hard, and I think it's just given enough time.
If you're the Pelicans, why would you even play him?
If you're the Pelicans, you got to play him because I mean that's up to the Pelicans. I mean that's honestly their right. They can do whatever they want, but they have already
shut
said
him down for the rest of the season and then trade him in the offseason.
They can do that. I don't know. They have already said that you know what they're going to dictate these terms, but at least they know that Anthony Davis does not want to be there. So
and if you're the Pelicans, if Anthony Davis comes out and says I want to only play for the Lakers. I'm looking at the Lakers schedule.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Lakers roster.
Yeah.
I know the Lakers roster pretty well. I'd say my friends make fun of me because I've watched way too many Lakers games. But
yeah, that's a shame.
My thing is, it's really a shame when LeBron's not playing. But you know what? It's one of those things. If I'm the Pelicans right now, I'm looking at that roster. I don't think they could offer a trade that's good enough. You could give me the whole team. You could give me Kuzma, assuming they're going to keep LeBron.
Yeah.
You give me Kuzma, Lonzo, Ingram. You give me 2 unprotected firsts. But you know what? If you get AD and LeBron, those unprotected firsts, what are they going to be?
Nothing.
24?
They're
24
high.
at worst?
They're in the high 20s. Yeah,
Like, that's ridiculous.
Doesn't really mean much.
So, no. I have 2 point guards.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday's-ish. But that's fine. Kuz is great, but, I mean, he's a scorer that doesn't really play defense. He's young, and he's old.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, we don't know what exactly is going to be offered as far as when it comes to New Orleans. But again, whatever it is, they really have to kind of hit it out of the park because, again, I don't see that franchise. For one, like I said, I don't think anyone pays attention to them very much in the city to begin with. Anthony Davis was really the only reason. So they got to get some young star power back in return for whatever it is. Yes,
you need
exactly.
hope to the franchise because
Zion Williamson, whoever, I mean, hold Anthony Davis and wait for the team that picks Zion Williamson. I doubt a team would do that, but this is Anthony Davis. He is a all-pro transcendent type player. Zion.
So with
Give me Zion, man.
With this trade, you heard like the classic names that come up when a free agent wants to do something. It's classic like KD.
Yeah.
You know, you heard the Lakers, you heard the Celtics, you heard the Knicks.
Yeah.
I was frustrated because I hear the Knicks every time a big name marquee free agent gets named.
Right.
KD.
Yeah.
Oh, what if he looks at the Knicks?
Yeah.
Why would he look at the Knicks?
Why does anyone look at the Knicks? They've
because
been horrible
it's the mecca
for the past,
of basketball.
Yeah, and you know,
this isn't the 1990s.
It's still New York.
It's still New York. That's fair.
Right.
But they have nothing to offer.
Yeah.
The only thing they would have to offer is if their tank continues.
Yeah.
Which assume
they're
it does.
Full tank mode. They are full tank mode.
The problem is they paid Hardaway $125 million.
Yeah,
but besides that, if they get Zion, if you package Zion, say Porzingis coming off an ACL tear, and then maybe some young talent. I don't even know if they have any young talent other than that. They have what's his name?
I can't even name
Lonzo
more than 3 guys on the Knicks roster.
Yeah, they have ISO.
I know that David Fizdale's their coach, and many
I like
people remember.
Fizdale.
Take that for data. Remember that when the Grizzlies played the Spurs in that one series. Look, the Knicks. New York is always going to be the option because remember before LeBron went to LA. LA was always the free agent destination. Paul George, people are going to Russell Westbrook when before he signed the Supermax.
The thing.
LA's always going to be that like sort of that franchise, that city where it's just one of those that's sort of above, not as far as like the standard of play, but it's always going to be like the elephant in the
history.
Room. The history,
but it's also a lot of these guys
Kyrie
are
Irving.
From that area.
Yeah.
I mean, Kawhi, that was his home team.
Right. Yeah.
Paul George, that was his home team.
Yeah.
But Paul George set an interesting precedent when he stayed in OKC.
Right.
So now it's giving these teams hope. Hey, if we bring him in for a rental and we win, and he has good chemistry with the guys, they become friends.
Yeah.
What's to say he doesn't sign long term here?
Well, yeah, it's the Kawhi method. I mean, Toronto took a shot with Kawhi. I mean, knowing that he was only going to maybe be there for a year and then go to LA. Now, this interesting side note to this, Anthony Davis, this domino could affect Kawhi Leonard because remember, a lot of people were saying Lakers.
They want to sign
now.
him,
If Anthony Davis goes to LA,
they can't afford Kawhi.
Exactly. They probably
now
would not be able to get him.
Information's coming out about
the Clippers. Yeah.
Klay Thompson's coming out,
right?
And
information's
coming out. If the Warriors don't offer him a max, he could be looking at the Lakers too.
Yeah.
And physically, you can't afford all 4 of the players.
Right. Right.
So it's going to be that whole conundrum.
It'll be interesting, but I think GM LeBron will get it done no matter what
GM.
he has to do. Yeah, I saw a bunch of funny memes where he's like looking at the box score and he's basically like voiceover was just like, yeah, you're out, you're being traded, I'm benching, you're gone.
The thing is, one more thing, and then we're going to see if the Spurs can do anything. I don't think Luke Walton's going to be the coach when all this happens.
Is he still the coach?
Barely, if you want to call him a coach.
Yeah, poor Luke.
He's got the best
He's a good
seats in
guy.
the house.
His dad is a phenomenal commentator, man. Have you ever listened to Pac-12 games?
He's a character.
Yeah, his dad's great. But, Luke, tough situation. He had to deal with LeVar Ball last year. This year, he doesn't even deal with LeVar Ball.
I think when LeBron came, LeVar was like, I'm done.
Well, yeah, that for sure. And I think LeBron is now pretty much telling Luke that, that's probably it.
I'm the captain now.
Exactly, captain of the ship. But it'll be very interesting to see what happens with this Davis thing. Of course, the trade deadline's coming up. But again, New Orleans released a statement earlier this week saying that they're not in any sort of hurry to to move on from Anthony Davis yet.
All right, now a member of your digital team
Uh-oh.
had a real interesting idea.
Who's this?
This is Adrian Garcia, who I'm sure will be coming
God.
on the pod a little bit more than I'd like.
No, keep that guy
But he
away.
had a fun take. He's like, oh, the Spurs could definitely trade for Anthony Davis.
No, they can't.
Really,
no.
Adrian? Explain to me. So,
Yeah.
is there anything that the Spurs could do to somehow trade for Anthony Davis? He concocted a trade that was ludicrous.
Yeah.
He said it, and if I'm the Pelicans, I would laugh.
Yeah, no, I don't think the Spurs have enough of the trade assets that would acquire.
Because if you're the
Anthony
Pelicans,
Davis,
not only are you trying to be competitive now,
Right,
keep people in the seats,
yeah.
but you want to be competitive going forward. Anthony
Right.
Davis is, I want to say 25, 26,
Yeah.
and he's one of the best 5 players in the league.
Right, yeah. No, just not going to happen. And even if they were able to trade for him, I mean, it would probably be for that 1-year rental. It'd be the same situation. The Spurs have never acted like a desperate franchise, and I think as long as Pop's there, they're not going to do it.
Yeah.
And, in order to get Davis, you probably need to trade Derek White, probably need to trade DeJounte Murray. I mean, that's your future backcourt, and at least one of those guys. Maybe even, whenever
or DeMar.
Yeah, because DeMar is the younger player of those two. I mean, LaMarcus is already going to be 34 next year.
That's what I was saying.
That's crazy. He's playing great. No offense to LaMarcus, but he's already getting up there in age. Probably need to dump contracts or take
let's
back
give him Pau Gasol.
terrible contract. Yeah, that's
Give him the Pau contract.
Pau may end up going no matter what, but it won't be for Anthony Davis. And for the Spurs to leverage that much for a guy that probably won't sign here long term. No.
So my thing is, because I was actually talking to Mario about this, was why are the Spurs not not a free agent destination ever?
Ooh.
I mean, you got Rudy Gay, LaMarcus barely, but it was really between us and the Suns.
Right, yeah. So the last, I think, big name free agent the Spurs got was the aforementioned LaMarcus Aldridge. Remember, they had to court him.
And that really wasn't even that big of a name.
At the time, yes. At the time, it was not. When you look at it from the, when you look at the Durants or the LeBrons or the Westbrooks, Hardens, those
don't get me wrong. He's an all-star.
Yeah,
He'll be on that third-team All-Pro.
Right.
But he's never going to be looked at as a top 20 player.
I think part of the reason, from people that I've talked to, especially when this whole LeBron to San Antonio thing, it was like a negative 1% of a chance that he was going to come. But apparently LeBron had said that he likes San Antonio. I don't know what that means, that he enjoyed his time here. He likes, of course, no state tax. But the other thing is that any free agent that's going to come here, they know that as long as Pop's here, as long as RC's here, that they're going to have basically control of the
Pop has
franchise.
great connections with all of these top-tier players because he coaches them in the summers.
Right, yeah.
And it's just one of those things where if you want to win, why wouldn't you come? All right, here's my thing.
Well, then, that would have been the case for LeBron James. To come
why
here
not
over the
come
summer.
to the Spurs where you
happen.
have a system, you have a winning coach, and you have role players around you.
Right.
I hate these guys who are like, I just want to go to an organization and win. Then why are you looking at only LA and New York and Miami? Why don't you look at teams like the Nuggets or the Raptors or the Bucks who have great players around you?
Toronto, Denver, Milwaukee.
Like I said, they're
Middle
not
markets.
the ideal destinations. But if you really want to win, look at Toronto right now. Tell me Anthony Davis in Toronto with Kawhi, with Kyle Lowry, with Pascal Siakam. The depth on that team. That's a win in the East. That punch your ticket. Same thing with the Bucks. You go to the Bucks. Him and Giannis? Oh, my goodness.
Oh, it'd be unreal, But
he doesn't want to do that. He wants to go and party in L.A. or he wants to be a face of a brand.
Well, they want to build their brand. It's what the NBA is now.
But
look at my man Kawhi. Even Kawhi's got to deal with
You can't look at a camera and say, I just want to win. I don't care where I go. I want to be in contention every year. And then don't look at these franchises.
That guy was named Tim Duncan. I just wanted to win. And had
he was the
care
real,
about any sort of brand or image. I think Timmy did like a Men commercial with David Robinson. Or a Speed Stick commercial, right? Or Sprite, something like that. And that was it. Tim was like, I'm done.
And you look at
Tim, commercials.
And the only time where he really was at risk of leaving San Antonio was when he was looking at Orlando.
Right.
But again, that was a winning factor. It wasn't like he was looking at Miami or LA.
And it's also Orlando had the whole tropical type of, which Tim grew up in. So that was definitely
not a big market.
No, it's not a big market. But again, that's Tim Duncan right there, who you're describing. It's a little bit of a Dirk Nowitzki, stayed in Dallas this whole time. I don't know if you're going to run into a lot of guys like that nowadays.
No.
They want to build the brand. The one guy who I thought was going to be that was Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
And look at, I mean, and Kawhi even asked out from the Spurs, a 5-time, championship franchise. And I just don't think that's going to happen. LeBron moving to LA opened up those gates again for those big market teams to really feel like they can go after.
Magic moving to LA opened those gates.
Right, yeah.
Because you got Magic back.
Yeah, I mean, Magic.
La La Land. All right, we'll stay with basketball for another minute. West, it's not easy, obviously, every year, that's another podcast in itself, why the West is so much better than the East every year. But Warriors are back.
Right.
Boogie's back. You talked about him earlier.
Yeah.
Last game, he went 7 of 12, 22 points in only 25 minutes. They crushed the Pacers without Victor Oladipo. I didn't even have it as an all-star, but that's another story. My thing is there any chance the Spurs can make a run in the playoffs? Will they make the playoffs? What are the chances if they take the Warriors on in the second round?
I think the Spurs will make the playoffs. I think it'll be like a 6 or 7 seed. They are a very roller coaster team, kind of up and down, but I think that they will get it together in time to at least get in the playoffs. Now, when they get in, probably going to play Oklahoma City first round. Looking at maybe a team like that, I would
be confident against Oklahoma City.
See, I would not, and I'm not overly confident. I actually would be more confident against Denver as opposed to Oklahoma City.
Because Denver, you have so many role players and so many options.
Right.
But in Oklahoma City, if you double Paul George and you make Russ continue to shoot 5 of 40 or whatever he's doing from 3, I mean, it's one of those things. When you put the ball in Russ's hands, they're losing.
Yeah.
Paul George is playing at an MVP level right now, and no one's acknowledging it because he's in a small market.
Right. So, I mean, either way, it's going to be a difficult, unless the Spurs somehow manage to squeeze into like the 4th seed. They maybe get Portland in the first round or something like that.
Have a heck of a final 30 games.
It'd be impressive if they were able to do that. Again, I do think they'll get in the playoffs. When it comes to the Warriors, is anyone going to beat them? Probably not. I mean, unless Steph goes down, gets another ankle injury, Kevin Durant gets hurt. Look, the Warriors, I mean, this is just the sort of this time period where you're just going to have to wait this out because they just have gotten the perfect team at the perfect time. A 3-point shooting team, a perimeter team, and now they got Boogie in there, so I don't
I don't think they're going to win it.
You don't think
I don't think they're going to win it.
Wow. Okay.
I think that one that the last 3 years, I mean, they've been the epitome of perfect basketball, even the loss to Cleveland.
Right.
But, I mean, that happened in a weird situation.
3-1, yeah.
Right, 3-1 lead. You lost a 3-1 lead. I said when they signed Boogie, I said, that's it. That's the end of the dynasty.
Yeah.
And I'm sticking by it. I think that he's bad for the locker room. And I'm going to stand by that.
Yeah.
I think that once he continues to get healthy, he's playing at an efficient level.
Yeah.
Once he plays more efficiently, he's going to start saying, I want the ball more. Draymond's not getting his touches.
He had a good game the other day,
And and the one thing you notice, Draymond didn't play.
Yeah. It's a lot
Draymond's not on the floor.
I mean, look, there's a lot of personalities in that locker room.
They have those
KD
free
can
agent,
be ornery as well.
Like
so,
KD.
Yeah.
I mean, they have those free agent questions looming.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a dark cloud from everyone I've heard of, from all the books I've read, from all the documentaries. The three-peat is the most difficult because you've been through it all. You know all the people. You're tired of these people that you've shared a locker room with. It's not as easy to go through the regular season, let alone the playoffs on the grind. Not to mention that you have a target on your back every single game.
Yeah.
So it's not like, we'll give him an easy layup. It's like, we're going to hurt KD when he goes to get that dunk.
Right.
Like, we're not just going to let Steph bomb it from what should be a 4-point play.
Yeah. Look, again, do I want to see the Warriors win? Absolutely not. I would love for the Warriors to lose. Even last year, man, I saw myself pulling for the Rockets when they got up 3-2 against Golden State last year. I think if anything, last year was going to be the year to get Golden State. Like you said, the only thing that will kind of sort of tear that team apart has to come from inside. DeMarcus Cousins, I think it's like a Dennis Rodman type situation when Rodman was with the Bulls. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was one of those things where
he helped more than hurt.
No, Rodman was great, but he was also, as we saw in San Antonio, he was a very divisive person.
Was he?
Just a little bit.
I would say he's just a character.
A little bit, yeah. But again, Rodman. I don't want to compare them both because I think Boogie is a better offensive player, but.
It was different because Rodman didn't need the ball.
Yeah.
Rodman would get 29 rebounds and didn't need to touch the ball other than that.
Yeah.
DeMarcus wants the ball.
Yeah.
He wants to make baskets and he wants to get paid next season. And I think once he gets healthier, once he gets more comfortable, Because remember, it's not his team.
Yeah.
It's not
It's
KD's
definitely
team.
not his. It's Steph's team.
It's
yeah.
Steph's team. It's always going to be Steph's
Right.
team. And I think everyone around them are still acclimating to that idea
Yeah.
that we've grown up as the alphas in the room.
Yeah.
We're no longer those guys.
I'll tell you what, if DeMarcus Cousins starts to do anything in that locker room, I would not be shocked if Steve Kerr would just outright cut him. The way the Spurs did that with Steven Jackson that one year when Steven Jackson was complaining, I forgot, he was saying he should have been starting over Manu or Danny Green. One of those, maybe even Kawhi Leonard. I forgot the story, but Pop cut Steven Jackson a week before the playoffs started. It was a shocking move. Steve Kerr seems like the type of guy who was like, you know what, you're going to be causing these problems. You're gone.
We want this
We'll
third
sit
in a
you
row.
the rest of the playoffs.
Because that'd be what? Their 4th in 5 years?
It would be, yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Yeah, because they lost just that 1 year. But
3-1 lead. We'll never forget.
Dang it. All right.
All right, moving on to football. There's kind of a big game this weekend.
Oh,
It's the
yes,
Super Bowl.
that game.
I should probably explain, Mario was like, you should probably explain why you have an Eagles mug. So I grew up in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Also,
It's the first
fun
mistake.
fact, reigning Super Bowl champions.
Yeah.
But this was a present from my mom when the Eagles won.
Nice.
It is also
Yeah.
the only coffee mug I own.
Oh, very cool.
I just got into coffee this year.
Yeah.
Mind
Well, you
changing.
kind of have to.
Well,
since
also
your
another
schedule.
reason we're dressed up. He's going to be covering
Yeah.
the Spurs game tonight for
Yep.
KSAT.
Yep.
I've been working since 3 a.m. on air,
Good
so
times.
we have to
Yeah.
pretend to look fancy sometimes.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Still
Eagles
Super Bowl
went
reigning
out.
champs.
Yes, that is true. That is
And
true.
you know, it's
yeah.
one of those things where the Eagles,
For at least another week.
for at least another week, the Eagles are the most hated that I thought in the country. But woo, half the
Yeah.
country was rooting for us just to hate on the Patriots.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's
yeah,
going to be the
absolutely.
same situation this week.
Well, okay. Do people in LA even care about this Rams team?
But I think more people are going to be watching this game.
They would want
to hate on the
to
Patriots.
hate on the yeah.
Because everyone I talk to, at least
You
here in
need a
San
villain.
Antonio,
Yeah.
I say, "Oh, who are you rooting for?" You know, casual conversation. And everyone,
Yeah.
first reaction is,
Yeah.
"Well, I hate the Patriots, so I got to go Rams."
Yeah, you got
it's
just-
not even like, "Oh, I like Todd Gurley," who that's a
Right.
whole weird situation,
Uh-huh.
or like I'm really big on Jared Goff, which I have not heard many people say.
Yeah.
It's always I hate Bill Belichick. I hate Tom Brady, and I hate the Patriots.
Yeah, I think you need a villain in every one of these games. The Patriots seem to fit that bill, and I think they rise to the occasion because of that. So I think it's going to be a good game. I think they're pretty evenly matched. New England, if Brady gets that 6-1, he's already the greatest of all time, in my opinion. But if he gets that 6-1, I think
It's
that would be
over.
like in a MJ type Mount Rushmore.
So
level.
to play the other side of it, when last year when they lost to Philly, shout out Nick Foles,
Hey.
when they lost to
Austin's
Philly,
own
and
Nick
even
Foles.
though Tom Brady threw for almost 500 yards,
Yep.
people were still, those talking heads were still coming out. Oh, he's no longer the greatest.
Yeah.
Like, shut up.
Yeah.
He still almost threw for 500 yards against one of the best defenses in
Right.
the league.
Yeah. Right.
And he's doing it again this year. Everyone said, those talking heads came back on. Oh, he's getting old. Why does he need to even really try in the offseason? He's got 6 games against mediocre competition.
No, yeah.
All he has
just
to do
needs to
is
pace
save his
himself,
body,
pretty
which is
much.
what
Yeah.
he's doing. He saves his body to the playoffs. I mean, look, that last drive against the Chiefs in overtime, which is a whole nother story. We can get into the overtime rules. That's an offseason discussion. But just march down the field methodically. I watched game tape breakdown, and they ran the same play twice with Danny Edelman on the opposite side. Just moved him around. Just moved him, and it was so every time.
Tony Romo told you that, huh?
No, that's one of the. Oh, I'm so excited. We're gonna look into
Tony
to fun bets.
Okay.
That's one of them.
That's cool.
But every time he just read the safety.
Yeah.
He said they stayed in their same coverage. They moved it, and each time one of the corners would mess up, and he had them 3rd and 10 2 times in a row.
He's I mean,
He's
just
go.
the cerebral.
Even if his arm starts to go, it's going to be the Peyton Manning thing. Where those last 2 years, his arm started to go, but he was still the smartest person on the field.
Oh yeah, by far. I mean, he's 41. He said he's going to play till he's 45. I would love to see that happen. See an old Tom
But that
Brady.
being said, he's
That'd be
still
amazing.
probably the most hated person in football other than Bill Belichick. And I
Which
thought
is-
about this.
yeah.
I thought about this. He's obviously very hated. That's nothing controversial. But the reason why he's hated, we might have Andrew on here at one time. He works on behind the scenes. But he came up to me the other day, and it was just like a casual conversation. He's like, "Oh, I hate Tom Brady." And I was like, "But why?
Yeah.
Why do you hate Tom Brady?" And it wasn't a jealousy thing. It wasn't a, "Oh, he's so successful, like why can't I be him?" thing, which he is, and everyone should be jealous of him because, I mean, he's got a great story. He's got a supermodel wife. He's a millionaire and the greatest football player of all time.
Right.
But he's easy to hate because he's not real. And I say that he's not real is because he puts on this act that he's a nice guy. When he's not a nice guy.
Well, I think competitive, when it comes to his competitiveness, he's not.
He wants to just one of those things where he wants to rip your heart out, he wants to kill you, and he's going to do anything it takes to win, which we've seen with Deflategate, we've seen with the tapes. I mean, it's one of those things where he is what was the reference? I mean, he's Denzel in Training Day.
Sure.
He's gonna be a cop. He's gonna put on the smile, but at the end of the day, he's breaking the rules.
I totally agree with all that stuff. That all being said, I hope they lose. Mostly, and again, it'd be interesting to see if the Rams win this and how many people show up to their parade. Maybe like 10 or 12.
That'll be good. Honestly, I've been
LA
surprised.
is Raiders territory.
Yeah, well, when they played the Cowboys, I was impressed by how many Rams were in the stands and not Cowboys.
That's
fans.
true. Yeah,
I thought it was going to be at least 60% Cowboys.
Yeah. They played some Ramon Ayala after the game too. I don't know, maybe they're trying to get those Hispanic fans to start going for them. But,
all right. Well, sticking with the Super Bowl, we're starting to run out of time, but we talked about some of the fun prop bets that were going on.
Yeah.
I want to ask you what your bet would be. Some of these are ridiculous. I printed them out. This is per USA Today and Odd Sharks.
Okay.
Odd Sharks had like a couple hundred ridiculous.
Right. There's
ones.
ton. Yeah.
Gladys Knight. Will she forget or omit a word from the national anthem? Let's see. Oh, here's another one. Will any?
Don't you dare talk.
Don't you besmirch Gladys's name like that. Will any scoring drive take less time than it takes for Gladys Knight to sing the national anthem?
Wow, I didn't even know. Okay.
Here's a good one. Will Donald Trump tweet on February 3rd?
Ooh, yeah, wow.
I'd take
I think
that
he's going to tweet. I think he's tweeting if I were
Let's
going
see.
into that bet.
Oh, here you go.
He's going to tweet something.
He's going to tweet something. Yeah, I think he's supposed to be at the game.
Yeah.
How many plays will Tony Romo correctly predict before the snap? The over-under right now is set at 7.5. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But you know what? I mean, he can read the coverage. I think he's going to be better as a coach than he was as a player because he's just a smart guy.
Right.
He can read coverage.
Yeah.
He understands the playbook. Yeah. And it's one of those things where if you look at it, Dak's best season, Tony was in his ear.
Yeah. No, look, Tony Romo has been great doing what he does. He shows a lot of enthusiasm. 7.5, I think so. I think that's an over.
You're taking the over? All right.
I mean, how many plays are there in a football game?
Mark this time in here. We're taking it.
I mean, each team has
we're betting
like 50
lunch on
plays?
this. I'm saying under.
Well, what about the Warriors bet, man?
Well, we got a long time. We got a long time on that one. I had worse odds. All right, here's another good one. How many times will CBS mention Sean McVay's age? Over-under is set at 1.5. I think more than that because they're going to mention at least his age one time, 2, his progression, and 3, the fact that he played against Julian Edelman in college, which is really that is a cool fact.
Wow. Oh, yeah. I did not know
they
that.
played against each other in college, which is ridiculous.
1.5.
He's only 33.
Yeah. Okay. See, that was good to know right there. Man, you
know
what?
His birthday a few days ago.
I think they're gonna mention it. I would take the under on that. I think they say it. I think Nance drops it once, and then that's it. And
I think Romo
Are we
goes
talking
on a
pregame
tangent.
though? We're talking about in-game.
No, we're talking the
kickoff.
entire broadcast. Entire broadcast.
Oh,
so,
the entire the 20 hours that
no,
on?
just as long as you see Nance and Romo. As long as you see Nance and Romo, that counts as a
okay.
broadcast.
So from like the okay. You know what? I'll still take the under. I think they're going to mention it once, and then they're going to just kind of keep on going towards his youth, I guess.
2 more ridiculous ones. The color of the liquid poured on the game-winning coach. Every color has its odds, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. What's blue? What's blue going for?
Blue is 4-1. That's tied with orange for the best one.
Yeah. Blue and orange. Okay.
Let's see. Oh, will a non-quarterback throw a touchdown? A tight end threw a touchdown to Nick Foles last year.
Will a non-quarterback throw a touchdown? Have we seen? I mean.
Trey Burton threw a touchdown last year.
Yeah, I know, but does LA have guys? I mean, Johnny Hecker sometimes will throw off a fake punt.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't.
You know what
I've never seen Todd Gurley throw a pass.
He's not playing much at all these days, so
Cooks,
I don't know what he's doing.
Brandon Cooks.
That'll be interesting because he was on the Patriots.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Maybe.
Ooh.
I don't think.
Here's a good one for you, for any of you big music fans. What will be the predominant color of Adam Levine's top at the start of the halftime show?
Let's see. What did Adam Levine wear when he was here?
Black is the odds for black 2 out of 3. So there you go.
Yeah.
Mario,
seems like
chime
a very
in.
Adam
Any
Levine-ish.
the other one's 11 to 10.
Bruin 5 is my opportunity to go to the restroom. I'm not watching. So I don't, yeah.
What about the Puppy Bowl? Is the Puppy Bowl?
Oh my goodness, the Puppy Bowl. I want to see the odds for the Puppy Bowl.
Yeah, the odds for the Puppy Bowl. Yeah, I don't think I paid attention to a halftime show in a while, honestly. Bruno Mars, I think, was the last one.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a pretty
That
good
was
one.
Panthers Broncos.
Yeah. Want to also mention before we wrap things up, there are 3 local kids that are playing for the Rams, so that kind of gives you some incentive, or at least they're on the Rams roster. Josh Reynolds is a John Jay wide receiver. He's in the Super Bowl MVP odds. They aren't good odds. They're like a 8-1, 8,000 I think, plus 8,000. And
So you're saying there's a chance?
They're saying there's a chance. He's like below even Legatron. The Rams kicker is ahead
To be
of Josh
fair,
Reynolds.
I would have given
But-
him MVP of the last game.
But the fact that, that John Jay is being represented, Malcolm Brown on the injured reserve, he's a Steele High School alum, and Ramon Richards is on the practice squad, BRAC alum there. So, yeah, hopefully those guys, again, hopefully the Rams pull through. We'll see what happens, man.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, RJ, thank you. Now, if you are still listening, thank you for staying with us the whole time. This is episode 1, and we are looking to obviously evolve the podcast. This is only the first episode, but we want to get really interactive with the fans. We're going to start posting questions to you guys on social media, Facebook, Twitter, even Instagram. And, we might even have some people on. Hopefully we get to meet Adrian. Mario might step out in front of the camera eventually, maybe even Andrew too. So, again, thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you and talk to you next time.